Matt, wow, what a difference. Last time I was here, we had a rough shell with all kinds of different components, and I come back today and see a finished house. It really looks good.
It came out really nice. As you remember, we had a ton of different building materials: pentile, adobe, frame, existing stucco, and we've been able to come in here and spray foam on the outside and make it look like this. And the really unique thing about using foam on the outside is we're actually able to keep the house looking like it's Santa Fe style, but give people the insulation value that they need and that is actually required by code now.
Right. There was, in addition to all of the different building components, you had cracks and holes and wires and electrical boxes all over the place that had to be addressed. And I don't know how else, other than using urethane foam and stucco over it, you could have ever addressed all those issues.
Oh, attaching board stock insulation would have been a nightmare, and driving nails into the existing structure would have been next to impossible. So this is really, in my opinion, the only way to give people the look and performance that they desire. It came out real nice.
This house belongs to Steve Thomas, and how does he feel about the job that was done?
Oh, he loves it. He does not have air conditioning in the house, and he says all he has to do is crack windows, and it performs really well. We've got 2 to 2.5 inches of spray foam on the floor, 2 to 3 inches on the walls, and then a 6-inch minimum on the roof as well. So this place is a real tight home.
Well, Matt, since this is so unique and there were so many different types of building products, how did you attach how did the stucco manufacturers attach the stucco?
So what we do prior to spraying the foam down, we install stick pins. And what a stick pin is a nail that's glued on to the existing surface, and while it's glued on, then we come in and spray the foam on top. Now the spray foam itself is going to hold that stick pin in place. So what you end up with is a shell with stick pins sticking out everywhere, and that is a point that the lath can be attached to the building without having to have nails driven through or screws attaching into very old adobe.
And what do you do about the parapets to keep from having holes punched into our waterproofing on top of the parapet?
On the parapets, we'll also use stick pins, and then the lath will wrap all the way up and over the top and be attached with a stick pin there as well. And that's going to help to protect the roof and give us a waterproof surface on top of all the parapets.
So Matt, I've seen other installations like this around Santa Fe and in other areas around the country, and how difficult is it to get the foam applied properly so that it satisfies everyone's needs, and from an aesthetic standpoint, the stucco applicator standpoint?
Well, there's 2 key components, and that's making sure, first of all, that you have someone who can spray the foam well, and that you also have guys that can come in and trim the foam. But rather than me tell you about it, let me introduce you to my partner, Aaron. How's it going, Aaron?
Good. How you doing, Butch?
Good, Aaron.
Nice
How
to
about
meet
you?
Good. What I basically try to do is when I get here, I want to talk to the owner, and I want to try and see what they're seeing in their head. It's a combination of me spraying and knowing what people have wanted in Santa Fe for 30 years. The Pueblo style look. Big bull noses, rounded corners, and it's basic shaping for them that brings it all together. And I can't do it all by myself. I have to try and accomplish spraying it on and keeping it smooth so they don't have to use a ton of stucco to smooth the walls out. But then I also have to incorporate my guys who've been with me for a while to come in and do extra trimming here and there to help shape things a little better. And then I apply a little more foam, and then we accomplish the overall look that they're wanting to get.
Well, here in Santa Fe, it seems like that the day the house is finished, they want it to look like it's 100 years old.
That's it. And when I started 30 years ago, there was a lot of adobe building going on, and it was pretty simple to accomplish that on spraying on adobes because everything's kind of naturally rounded. But then they quickly started changing the industry, and everybody wanted to build with frame. And I still had to accomplish that look for them on frame with square corners. So that's when I developed a system of just trying to spray it and trim and spray and trim until I got these rounded corners and things, buttresses that protruded from the wall, a slight flare on the bottom, and it just kind of brought everything together, and it took off from there.
Well, I think when I look at your work, the thing that stands out the most is the detail you get around the doors and windows.
That's critical. You don't want to overdo it. You still want to be able to see their wood trim, and you want to be able to accomplish the look that they need without stucco guys coming in there and putting 4 or 5 inches of stucco in there to try and get the look.
Right.
We're trying to make everything minimal for every sub behind us, and it's up to us to give that finished look for them before they get to the stucco point.
And the real interesting part about all this is by making the house look this way, we're adding insulation. At the end of the day, we're making the home more efficient. So we're making it look old, but even more and more efficient so the home will perform.
Using modern technology to achieve a historic and retro look.
Exactly.
I think you've been extremely successful in this job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Butch.
Good job.